Hello, it's Debra Jason, the accidental artist with Creative Whispers of the Heart. Today I'm painting a silk scarf with what I call rainbow dots. You can see I put down some red ink from Let's Resin, and I'm dipping my brush into a cup of alcohol and just painting a circle. I'm using 91% isopropyl alcohol, putting down some yellow, taking the alcohol and again just swirling it around, checking both sides of the scarf. The scarf is folded in half, so I'm always checking the bottom half to make sure everything is going through, adding a little bit of yellow there, and then swirling it around with the brush. Now I'm using some Ranger ink, and I've switched to a paintbrush with a larger tip, but I'm still just dipping it in the alcohol and creating a circle, swirling the brush around, making sure that it goes through both sides. You'll see there at the bottom, I have to touch it up a little on the underside, add some more alcohol. The alcohol, as you can see, makes the ink spread. Now I'm adding some green. Again, this is from Ranger ink. Dipping the brush in the alcohol. You can see how it bleeds and spreads through the silk. And you can make these circles as small or as large as you want. When I add alcohol to the edges, you can see it makes it bleed, and so the circle becomes larger. Now I'm taking orange. Again, this is from Let's Resin. Adding some alcohol and swirling the brush around. Just going around in a circular motion to create a rainbow dot with orange. Going around and around and around. Next comes purple, or I think this is called deep violet. Swirling it around, again, around and around. You can see the center is a lot lighter than the edges there, so I'm adding alcohol and continue to swirl it to make that circle and to spread the color. You can see as I go to the edge there, the color spreads and it's also lighter. Then I decided that I needed it to be a little bit darker there on the edge. So instead of pouring alcohol, I put some ink on the tip of the brush. That's what I did there. I put some ink on the brush, and now I'm going on to the other half of the scarf. And basically, I'm just repeating the first 6 colors all over again so that I have the colors of the rainbow. And I'm still using isopropyl alcohol in the little cup on the side and cleaning the brush each time I'm done with a circle. However, what happened here? The brush wasn't quite clean enough. You can see there's a little orange tint there. And what you see, the blue is from the plastic that's underneath the scarf. So I'm going around and around with the alcohol, and I'm adding some more yellow to try to brighten up that color and get rid of the little bit of red that came shining through. But just going around and around, and now you'll see I'm using alcohol in a bottle instead of using the little cup. Now I have clear alcohol, and that way I'm not concerned about it mixing up colors. Pouring down some more blue, adding alcohol, 91% isopropyl alcohol, and moving my brush in a circular motion to create a blue rainbow dot. Felt like it needed some more ink there, so I dropped it down, added some more alcohol, and just continued to swirl and swirl in a circular motion. And I am continuing to clean the brush in between using the little cup on the side, but now I just use the bottle with the alcohol to add it to the colors as I'm pouring it down on the silk. Next comes the orange. Again, just repeating the process with each circle to create rainbow dots. You can make the circles big, you can make them small. Once you've poured down a little bit, obviously you can't make it any smaller, but you can always go bigger. Now I opened up the full scarf, so there's one layer of silk here as I add in this deep violet and swirl it around. You can see to the left and the right, there's the orange and the green circles. So I've repeated those colors, but here in the center, I'm doing one big deep violet circle. Now the piece is done. I let it dry, and then I rinse it in vinegar and salt. You can see some of the colors bled a little bit, but this was done in cold water. Vinegar and salt. I have a video on that if you want to check out that video. But here's the final piece. A silk scarf with what I'm calling rainbow dots. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope you will like it, comment below, or share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks a million.